Hello everyone, I'm Braythorn. Welcome to the video. Also the stream. If you're here right now, welcome to the stream. And I've already been talking to you guys for a bit. But what we're doing today, since the holidays are approaching very fast and unrelentingly, we're going to take a look at some gift ideas for techies, tech enthusiasts, tech obsessed people. You know who we are, and if it's you, then hey, maybe these are things that you might want to suggest for others to get you, because we have some very cool stuff here. That's going to be the first half of this. The second half is where chat is going to help me find stuff. We're going to try to keep it to Amazon things, because Amazon is usually pretty clear as to when you're going to get something and whether you're going to get it before Christmas or not. That's in my experience and a lot of people's experience. So that's what we're going to stick to. I do have a spreadsheet you'll be able to check in the description below, but for that second half of it, I don't necessarily have those things and can't necessarily recommend them, but we'll see what deals we can find. For the first half, though, I actually have the things here. We'll test some of them out, have a good time with it. So let's get into it. So on the spreadsheet, those links are affiliate links to my Amazon affiliate. So that right there, it won't cost you anything extra, but you can help support the channel that way. It's a really nice way to do that. So if you do so, I do appreciate it. Heck, get all your shopping done through that link. Go for it. That wouldn't hurt nothing. But anyway, now the products that were given to me for when I said, hey, look, you know, I want to test some things. I want to do a gift video. I wasn't paid for any of this. You'll notice there's no paid promotion tag on the stream or whatever's going to be on the video. There's no paid promotion tag. I didn't get paid to talk about any of these things. They were provided to me for free, but I can say whatever the heck I want. And it's a live stream, so they can't exactly edit the things that I say. This is all going to go up however I want, and I get to say whatever I want. So keep that in mind. So without further ado, let's get started. So most people, when you think of Kingston, you think of high performance memory or storage, right? Kingston sent me this Kingston Fury Renegade, 7200 megatransfers per second RAM, 32 gig kit. This is the new Fury Renegade kit. I cannot wait to test this. It just came out. So that's really exciting. And then of course your storage, where there's this Kingston Fury Renegade 2TB M.2. They sent me a few things and they're really cool. The one that they sent me is the one I'm personally most excited about. So let's take a look at this. The Kingston Workflow Station. And the Kingston Workflow Station is a really, really cool concept. You might have seen this on Linus Tech Tips before. And you have a USB 3.2 Gen 2 reader hub. This is all for the purpose of things like these right here. This is the Workflow SD reader. Now, this was sent to me because I needed a fast SD card reader, because Kingston also sent me their really fast SD card that I can use for the new Sony FX3 camera that I have that can do 4K 120. But this right here, every one of the modules that can go into here can work on its own. As a USB Type-C, we're going to actually open up this thing in a minute. But you can buy different modules that work with your own workflow. And this is great for content creators or anyone wanting to get into photography. If you're working with a lot of data, a lot of different things that have different ways of connecting to your computer, you can have it all to one hub through one cable, because USB 3.2 Gen 2 is a 10 gigabit per second connection. So this brings that all together. And right off the bat, right here, we have some cables, of course. So this right here is a Type-C to Type-C cable. And then here we get our first module right there. And again, these can be purchased separately to sort of build out your own hub. Now this one here has another Type-C connection on it, so you don't lose that Type-C connection. You connect to this, and then a USB 3.0 or USB 3.1. Now this, again, this can work on its own. It's really a cool concept. There's a USB Type-C connection there. So you can actually just use these two right there. There you go. You got your Type-C connections at the bottom, and you can get up to 4 of these connected at once. You can mix and match them. It just pops right in, right there. And it all connects through. It has a power connection, and then you have this connection right here. Continuing through the box here. So there's a workflow station, the WFS-U, and the USB hub quick start guide. There you go. And let's see what we've got here, actually. Well, this is interesting. Oh yeah, you've got your different plug types here. So basically wherever you are in the world, whatever style of outlet you have, you should have the right kind of connection here. So yeah, okay, so we have a 60 watt power supply here that can supply quite a bit of power here. So you'll be able to hook up multiple mobile devices, things like that, to your hub here. Now, of course, this guy right here, if you get yourself the additional pieces here, this does have its own USB Type-C to Type-C cable. So this is actually ready to go on its own. And this one is the dual SD card reader, and it is SDHC, SDXC, UHS 1 and 2. So this is a very fast USB SD card reader. So you would just have this in your base station. You can run it on its own. You can grab the little Type-C connection that comes with it, which I'll do right now. So that right there, you would just have this as an SD card reader. You can use this with your, if you're, like I said, doing filming on the go, working on the go, something like that. You can actually use this as a mobile SD card reader, or plug it in. And it actually doesn't matter which way. It's not keyed. You can plug it in either way. But I imagine Kingston wants you to plug it in like that. I don't know why. I don't know what gives me that impression, but I feel like they want you to do that. But we're going to go ahead. Let me go ahead and put this card in here. And we're going to check transfer speeds. I want to see if this thing actually does what it says it'll do. So we're basically going to take a file and write it over to there and see what we get. We could use Crystal Disk Benchmark for this, but it's just an SD card. I don't really want to mess with that. So we'll take this file here and drop that in there. And then we're looking at 251 megabytes per second. 251 megabytes per second. That is not bad. I mean, seriously, if you're just doing a regular SD card, you're going to see 90. So that's a lot faster. Let's bypass the hub, connect directly with just that reader, and see if we get a faster speed. Yeah. There you go. 247. 248. So yeah, we actually ran a little bit faster in the hub than it is right now outside of the hub. But you're talking about like 2 or 3 megabytes per second. So that's something. That is impressive. I like that. That's good. But anyway, so that right there tells me a lot, though. That tells me that you're losing 0 speed through the hub, and that's very cool. So the Kingston Workflow Station is $80.99. That is on sale right now. That comes with this piece right here that has the USB Type-C connection and USB 3.0 connection here. So that right there, you're basically going to have the beginner's kit. That way you'll have this USB Type-C, so you're not losing that port, and then an additional Type A 3.0 connector. What if you want something that's going to be a bit higher capacity? This is the Kingston XS2000. And this is a durable, portable SSD that is up to 2,000 megabyte per second read speeds, up to 2,000 megabyte per second write speeds. Now, when it comes to portable storage, there are more and more options all the time. But this one's very cool because you're actually getting this in a very small form factor. It's several different capacities, starting at 500 gigs up to 4 terabytes. And that means it comes in at different price points. So let's take a look at this one. This is going to be a real simple one because it's really a simple device. So far, the things that I've shown you guys are great for people who are into content creation, photography, anything that requires a lot of storage and management of that storage. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. I've been a content creator for a couple of years now, and I'll tell you, one of the primary jobs you have as a content creator is data management. Data management and organization, and it's a big pain in the butt. So anything that helps with that, yes, please. This actually comes with a silicone sleeve for it. But as you can see, this is also USB Type-C right here. And that's it. It's just very simple. This has 2 terabytes in this one that they sent me. So this right here, just a nice solid plug. I don't mind it being such a short USB-C cable. That's fine, because you don't need you don't need this to get anywhere. You don't need this to be extended to any, to anything. This just needs to be off your computer, off to the side. Here's the XS2K. So this one right here, if you start off at a 500 gig, which is still a sizable amount of storage, think about this versus something like a USB flash drive, a thumb drive. Those you can get some that are fairly large, but prices are going to vary. So with this one, you're looking at $71 for something that is nice and durable with higher, usually faster transfer speeds than your average thumb drive at 2,000 megabytes per second. We're going to test this out by connecting it directly to my PC. Let's talk about another option for portable storage, and one that I've actually been using for a long time. Now, what we're going to talk about here is going to be the Sabrent M.2 enclosure. I've recommended this thing to you guys plenty of times. This uses a USB 3.2 Gen 2 connection, so it's 10 gig as well. And all you do, it's a toolless enclosure here. But as you can see, it does have moving parts. I wouldn't toss this thing around, you know, because you can replace the drive in here. So let's talk about that real quick, okay? So say you get one of these, Kingston Fury Renegade, 2 terabytes, super fast. I want to see what kind of speeds we can get out of this through this enclosure. There we go. It's only going to cost you $28.99. The thing, though, is that this doesn't come with any storage. This doesn't come with any storage in it. So you need to provide an M.2 drive. I've got a good option for that, but we'll get to that in a second. First, I want to check out this guy right here. We're going to see what kind of speeds we can get out of it. Okay, make sure it's all the way seated, and it won't, unless it's all the way seated, it won't work with this. It needs to be farther in, basically. It's not all the way in there. There we go, give it a little wiggle, and now it goes past this, so you can actually lock it down. And you can turn it either way to lock it down, but there you go. And now you have a USB Type-C enclosure for any M.2 drive. And you can actually swap them out, stuff like that. I went over, you right-click on your Windows icon here, on your Windows menu button, and then you go to Disk Management. That brought it up, and right here, it said, hey, there you go. We need to initialize the disk before we can access it. Okay, you got it. So it's been initialized. Right here, it'll show that this is an unallocated M.2 drive. So we actually need to do that. Do a new simple volume, right-click, hit new simple volume, and then next, you'll give it a, you know, basically you want to use all the disk space unless you want to partition it for some reason. I don't think you should. Hit next, assign the drive letter. Let's go with R for Renegade. And there you go, new volume, 2 terabyte. All right, and just do a quick format and finish. There's our drive. We got it, guys. So now let's try dropping that same file into, I need to find a larger file for this speed, but 4 gigs is decent size. All right, let's get this guy right here, copy and paste it in. 652, 658, 657, there you go. But just remember, that's a pretty pricey M.2 drive. So what's a better option than that? What is an option that can actually save you some money versus, or at least be similarly priced to this? Let me talk to you about the NV2 SSD. The Kingston NV2 is a Gen 4 M.2 SSD, and it is really well priced. Kingston NV2 1 terabyte, $57.99. So $57.99 for that drive, plus $28, plus a 5% off coupon you can apply if you log in. So, which I'm not going to log in, but yeah, that brings price down even more, plus a $57 drive, and you're looking at about 85 bucks for a 1 terabyte with speeds that are pretty crazy, and you can take it anywhere, put it in any system. Now, does it work with a console? I don't think so. Still, just a really, really cool gift to give somebody. I think this one right here, and maybe the NV2 1 terabyte, is an awesome gift to give anyone who's been looking for mobile storage like that. This is another good one. If you know someone who just travels a lot or does a lot of production work, things like that, I would probably stick with this guy right here just because of the durability, depending on the kind of environments they find themselves in. Now, if we want just a regular hub though, right? If you just want a hub, you don't want to get that really complicated one. You just you have something for you want a hub for your laptop. This guy right here is a USB Type-C travel hub right here. And this one right here has a lot more connections to it that are just built in. It's not something you can adapt. It's not adaptable. This thing is only going to run you $45.69, and this has connections like USB 3.0, 4K HDMI, so you can actually get video out of it. Now, just so you guys know, it doesn't have a graphics processor in it. If you're going to get video out of this, you have to have a CPU that has built-in graphics, okay? So if you're, that's on desktop. If you're trying to go into USB-C on your motherboard and get video out of this thing, you had better have integrated graphics, and understand that some motherboards will turn off your integrated graphics if you have a dedicated GPU. So let's try out the SD reader on this thing. If I can say one downside to the hub is that the Type-C connector is permanent. You can't swap. You can't put a longer cable on there, which would affect your speeds though. Now this is going to be the read speeds. That's what we're going to be testing here. Let's test that out real quick. So that you can see why I like this thing so much. This thing got what was it, 300 megabytes per second, and this is like normal speed. It's not reading it as the speed of the kind of speed of card that it is, but we got 250 off of this. So yeah, that's about 3 times the speed of this. So if you need really fast SD cards, so this hub is nice that it has it there, but remember that there are options that are faster if that's what you're looking for. And if you're using this for a professional setup, I recommend the workflow station instead. But for travel, to have more connections to a laptop that has limited connections, this is fine. So looking right here, there is one USB so if you're a MacBook user, which I'm not sure a lot of my viewers are, but if you're a MacBook user, this port right here has a little plug, a plug icon on it. You can plug in the MacBook power adapter to this, and then in a separate port you can use, and of course it's a plug into your laptop, and bam, this actually makes this a really nice device if you're using your MacBook Air or MacBook. This right here, it's basically good for use on PC or MacBooks, but it gives it that little extra edge if you're a MacBook user. So let's talk about something more fun. You guys want to talk about something fun? I like audio things. I have a lot of headsets. I have a lot of headphones, IEMs. I have a couple of sets of IEMs. And I've been using Soundcore truly wireless headphones for a while. I had the Liberty 3 or whatever they're called. I had those for a long time until I lost the charging case somehow. But no, I finally replaced them, and this kit right here is one of the best values I have found in true wireless headphones ever. Because here's one of the main things about them, is they're kind of limited use. They work for your phone on Bluetooth, and that's it. That's the main thing. These are the VRP10 from Soundcore right here. And this is super versatile. Once I saw them, I had to get them. So these right here have a little trick up their sleeve. Okay, of course you got your charging case right here. Okay, and then you got your extra stuff underneath. There's papers. There's it actually is a bit limited in how many different earpieces it comes with, in that you get 6, and that's it. There's no foam, just the silicone. Now this is the trick up its sleeve right here, this guy, because this is a USB. It's a little hard to get out of there though, so if you remove these, you'll find it snug in the lid back there, and it is magnetized, so it's kind of hard to get out. This has a USB Type-C connection on it and a pass-through. Whatever could you use that for? Why would you want that? Well, this right here is the 2.4 gigahertz wireless dongle to connect to your PC. So you can actually get 2.4 gigahertz fast, low latency audio out of this. And you can still use your Type-C connection for charging, for high-speed charging, actually. Now, what really got me excited about this was this angle right here, how they actually market these. What do they call them? The VRP10. So if you're like me and you have a Quest 2, you would plug that in right there. And if you have the external battery like I do, you plug that in right there. There you go. Now, if you're going to be playing with a wired connection, if you're going to be using the actual link cable, you can't use this here. You would connect it to your computer instead. And these do have touch controls. It has an app. And the sound right out of the box kind of sucks. But Anchor is very good when it comes to their preset EQs that you can use in the Soundcore app. And it all just works. It works super well. Like, I've gotten great audio out of this. Just a few actual specs on this thing real quick, because no one sent me these. I found them, I bought them, and I love them. I use them all the time. So they are $69. So, and that is the regular price. They're not on sale right now. They may go on sale by then. But think about this. The best gifts that you can give someone are the gifts that they use all the time, because then they're forced to think about you. Anyway, let's see, single hour, single charge playtime, and get 24 hours of playtime in total. So the charging case will give you 24 hours of playtime, but when you're just using them, you get 6 hours of playtime. So that's not bad at all. 4 microphones with noise reduction, so you can be heard clearly on calls and in-game voice chats. Download the Soundcore app to, you know what, why don't we, you guys can tell me. I'll hook this up to the PC right now, and maybe we can see what the mic sounds like. Hang on.
How does it sound, guys? You tell me. I can't hear it. Does it sound terrible? Does it sound okay? I'm not trying to compare it to this. I'm not talking about for streaming. I'm just talking about like for gaming. Because like I've heard people's VR headset microphones before. It doesn't sound that good.
These are so versatile. You can do so many different things with them. It's just crazy. For $70, yeah. Okay, so if you want something that's gonna have zero latency, then the best option for you is probably gonna be these, and they're even cheaper, okay? These are the Mi Audio M6 VR in-ear gaming headphones. So these right here, the problem with using like whatever in-ear monitors you already have, if you already have a set, is that it's a long cord. Well, these guys right here fix that problem. So this is the entirety of the cord, and it's designed so that you can route it through the actual headset, over the headset, okay? And this is detachable, so you can connect these to a longer cord that actually comes with them. So you want to use them as regular IEMs, you can. An IEM meaning in-ear monitor rather than your standard earbuds. These have the actual wiring that goes around your ear to hold it in place. So these come from behind your ear and over the side and then in. But the price $26.56. There you go. And it comes with a longer cable, yes, one that actually has a microphone integrated, so you have that 3-pole design rather than the 2 where you just have left and right audio. You have the microphone one as well. So that's okay, especially for the price, which that's my thing, is what I keep looking for, things that are going to be awesome for the price. The sound is quite good too. It's not amazing, but this right here is, if you've been looking for a solution to get to like not have your audio blast for everybody to hear, and also have a shorter cable, these are a good option for that. Our friends over at Yeyian Gaming, because if you know Yeyian Gaming, you know that they don't just do computers, they don't just do keyboards, they do keyboards, monitors, mice, desks, headsets, and gaming PCs. They basically, you can go to one place and get the whole setup. But what we're talking about here right now is this. This is the Yeyian AgileNL kit. Right here. And this is a condenser microphone, but it is a USB streaming mic and kit. It has the whole thing in here. This caught my eye way back at PAX West when I was like, you guys have a white boom arm? Holy crap, that's hard to find. You can't find those. Guys, look at what I had to do to the Elgato LP, Wave Arm LP. I vinyl wrapped this to get this look. So knowing that there's a place that just has the whole thing right there, I'm like, hey, you know what? Let me buy one of those. And they were like, well, we'll just give it to you. You don't even have to do anything, whatever you want with that. Because I talked to them, they're friends. So they were like, yeah, we'll just give it to you. I'm like, oh, well, no, I need to cover it. And I want to cover it because this kind of kit can be really useful for someone who's just starting streaming. This is the one things that caught my attention big time. Like, that is so freaking clean. Yes, there are more expensive scissor boom arms that have internal springs, but this is a $90 kit. All right, let's look at the mic itself, the main reason you got this. Okay, this is a 24-bit, 192 kilohertz plug-and-play microphone, and this is smaller than I expected. I expected it to be big and chunky. This is actually kind of a compact package for what it is. So there's a Type-C connector and then 2 jacks on here that both show the headphones symbol. I guess because then you can have someone with you if you're using this as your only microphone and you have 2 separate headphones to listen to it. But yeah, so anyways, we have a push-to-click mute right here, and you have the light that'll turn red right on there. But there's your gain and there's your volume, probably for your playback. So there may be something here that is putting it, balancing your PC audio versus your live, your feedback there. Sounds good, to be honest? Well, there you go. And that's because I have no EQ on it. Now, EQ is when you go in and you actually, you're messing with the frequencies, raising up certain ones, dropping other ones. Like here, I would probably, do the, you scoop out the 500, and that helps with any boominess or midtones and things like that. So in this case, I would love to EQ this microphone, but I was really just giving it a test so you could hear what it sounds like out of the box if you've never messed with an EQ before. There you go. Now I do have compression on it, and I do have a hard limiter. That's more for the stream itself. I don't want to blow out anybody's ears. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite things that I got when I first started. When I first started really getting into YouTube and I wanted to do some more interesting camera work, this right here is something that you might be interested in if you know someone like that, or even someone who's been doing it for a long time. I call it the camera skate because it looks like a skate. That's not what Vidpro calls it though. But things like this, it's a dolly. It's basically a dolly for your camera, but it uses rollerblade wheels on it. And this is all aluminum construction, and it's got some really cool adjustments to it. So let me show you. So you see that it comes with some accessories here. Like you get a telescoping, basically selfie stick, but that actually connects to the body. You get a magic arm that broke for me very quickly. You can get better magic arms very easily, and they're very cool for this kind of tool. But what you do is you can connect a camera or a smartphone, mount it onto this. And looking here, you'll see that there are multiple mounting points that are 1/4 2 at the front, 2 at the rear, 3 in the middle. What I did was I just put a captive one here right in the center. And then I can do something like getting this, something like just a smartphone holder that I actually mounted a light to. So there you go. You can then loosen this and adjust it to move it around. You can also put a ball head on here for mounting an actual camera, which I'll show you later. We will do that. But yeah, then you just put your phone on there, and you can just roll it past a product or something like that to act like a slider. Except it doesn't cost you hundreds of dollars. It's just like $41, and it rolls really well. The thing is, you have to have pretty good control to keep the speed consistent. Bring out the camera on the camera app here on my phone. Now, one thing about this is you can then pivot the wheels to get it to do a circular kind of action there. Let's get that light on. There we go. So I wanted a more gradual turn action there. It's just really cool. You can have it to where it's approaching something. You can have it go around a product or thing or art piece or 3D print or whatever you're showing in your content. This right here, you don't need to drop hundreds of dollars on stuff like this right off the bat. That can come in time. You can get there eventually. This is great for things like TikToks because you can do vertical video and stuff. You just need a smooth surface. That's all you need. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. This is not something that they sent me. I bought it myself, and I really like it. But all right, guys. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate y'all so much. And I hope that we talked about some fun things here. And anything that you guys find, I'll tell you what. I'll be watching, and I'll check it tomorrow morning. I'll check the deals section on the Discord. And any deals that you find leading up to Christmas, drop them in there, link them in there, and because what I'll then turn around and do, this is if you want to support me, I'll turn around and I'll add that as an affiliate link in the spreadsheet. Okay, so just let me know any ideas that come up or any deals that come up that you guys want me to look at, or if you're like, hey, I'm gonna do all my Amazon shopping, can you give me an affiliate link? You can use any of the links in here and then do all your Amazon shopping, and it should support me. But it does support me without costing you anything, so that's much appreciated. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments below if you're watching this video later on. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. And until then, take care.